Hey folks, Dude here. Today we're going to talk about Suicide Squad. Oh boy. Alright, so the basic premise of Suicide Squad, brought to you by writer and director David Ayer, the same man who gave us Fury, is Warner Brothers' attempt to try and make a Marvel Cinematic Universe, but it's like DC Cinematic Universe. The basic story is a character named Amanda Waller, after the events of Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice, seeing the destruction wrought by these meta-humans, decides that it's a good idea to take really bad people, or sort of bad people, or just fan favorites, or sort of fan favorites, or just like B and C level, some D level bad guys who get beat up by other people, and put them on a team. Well, it's not really her idea, it was something they came up with in the night. But anyway, so she puts them on a team, and they're going to go do good stuff. Okay, so maybe I'm not being fair here. The basic story is, right after the events of Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice, Amanda Waller wants to put together a team to do some good. As she says, I want to put together a team of really bad people who could do some good. The team consists of Will Smith as Deadshot, Margot Robbie as the fan favorite Harley Quinn, Ja Courtney as Boomerang. Who else? Adewale Akinoye Akbagye. I had to listen to the Wendy Williams clip of that dude's name like a dozen times to get that right. He plays Killer Croc. Jay Hernandez is El Diablo. Cara Delevingne as the Enchantress. Karen Fukuhara is Katana. And Joel Kinnaman as Colonel Ric Flair, the leader of the whole operation, who in turn answers to Amanda Waller, who's played by Viola Davis. Does it sound like I did that in one take? It doesn't sound like I did that. I did not do that in one take. I'm not doing it in one take. I'm just not. Oh, and there's some guy named Slipknot. He's in this too. If you can't tell by now because of the bounce in my voice, I love this movie. I didn't like this movie at all. It was really, really bad. I didn't enjoy it. And look, I'm going to come out and say it. I'm a little biased. I'm not a big fan of superhero comics. I don't even like superhero comics. I'm not a big fan of superhero movies. Every now and again, they're enjoyable. I kind of like the Batman vs. Superman movie. I liked Iron Man, but that's about it. Most of them I don't really care for, partially because they're just not really good movies. And this one's just not a good movie. It's not at all good. Almost from the onset, something seemed off. I mean, the opening sequence with Viola Davis running down, it wasn't the opening sequence, but she's running down all the characters, and they get their own little mini trailers within the movie. And then we go to the prison, and they're sitting there for a while. And then, oh yeah, by the way, Joker's in this. And Joker's in this because we needed to have Joker in this, because we need to have Joker in this, because that's what people want to see is Joker. Jared Leto was okay, so I'll get to Jared Leto a little bit later. The main problem is the story doesn't work, and the script or the dialogue is really bad. There's things in this movie where characters say it, and you really just don't believe that the actors delivered that with a straight face. Maybe some of them deserve Oscars for just being able to pull it together long enough to say, let's just say I put him in a hole and threw away the hole. What kind of stuff is that? It's just almost from beginning to end. I feel like I could go on for several hours just bit by bit going down this movie and telling you what I thought was wrong with it. First off, you didn't care about any of these characters. The only ones anyone wanted to care about was Harley Quinn, because she's the fan favorite. That's Margot Robbie, and she's great. And she was all right as Harley Quinn. Can't really complain too much. Will Smith was pretty serviceable as Deadshot. Didn't have too many complaints about him. He was doing his cool Will Smith thing. I really need a hit. I need to get my career back and be in the forefront of the people's minds, so I'm going to do a superhero movie. All the other superheroes were taken, so I'll do Deadshot. And then you had Jared Leto as the Joker, because we need the Joker in this because you got Harley Quinn. I didn't think the Joker design was a big deal. I know a lot of people freaked out when you saw the early designs of the Joker, when Leto was seen on set and a lot of the promo stuff. No one liked that. I didn't think that was a big deal. I didn't think it was a big deal in this. Some people hated him. Some people really liked him. To me, the Joker, it's the Joker. You can't go wrong, and it's usually just a boring character. I've never liked it. So again, maybe I'm a little biased. But the primary problem was you didn't have a story that you could latch onto, and you didn't have characters that either were true to what they were supposed to be, or you could at least enjoy. So, for instance, the bad guy is the Enchantress and her brother. The Enchantress is under control from Viola Davis because she's got her mummified heart, and she doesn't really take that good care of it. And I guess Viola Davis didn't know she had a little statue of Enchantress' brother that was in there. All he had to do was crack it open and poof, the genie's out of the bottle and Armageddon begins. But that's what happens. So the Enchantress becomes the bad guy, and she's going to do something. We don't know what. And then they put together the task force. The task force, the whole sequence with putting the task force together didn't make any sense. I got they were trying to go for a Dirty Dozen vibe, but if you've seen that movie, you know that it took time for them to become a team. The whole movie about the Dirty Dozen was them building up to the moment where they had to go on this suicide mission, and then by that point you cared about them. In this case, it was like, oh, here we all are. Here we're all special. We got superpowers. Oh yeah, you do have superpowers. Okay, Enchantress goes rogue. Everyone comes together, and we're gonna work together. You don't know each other, you don't care, and whoop, into the city. That was it. And then they do their little battle royale thing where you got the thing in your neck, and if you try and run away, I blow you up, and then this guy named Slipknot who shows up for a whole 5 seconds. You're like, this guy is gonna die. They didn't give him his own little mini trailer. He tries to get away because Captain Boomerang, or whatever the hell his name is, he's like, oh, trust me, oh, mate, oh, they don't would have got in there. He tries to get away, and his head blows up. For whatever reason, Katana doesn't try and kill Boomerang, but the other guy, like, boop, boom, his head's gone. So there, oh, it proved it worked. That was a waste of it. So then they're like fighting their way. They got to go get a high value target. They fight their way into it, and it turns out the high value target is Viola Davis. Fantastic. And all the while, Joker's doing his thing because we need Joker in this movie. And then we get to the high value target, and it's been Viola Davis the whole time. And that at least gave us the cool part of the movie where Viola Davis like caps her entire staff because they weren't classified enough to see it. And Will Smith is like, that's gangster. And that was about the coolest part of the movie. And then they have this weird team building moment in the bar. That was a terrible scene. They're in this hotel bar, and they're like sort of bonding, but they're all supposed to be sociopaths, but yet they have feelings. But I get it, like they have feelings, but they're bad guys, so they have no problem doing bad things, but they do have, I guess they have guilt, or they're trying to be good guys. I didn't get any of that. Either way, none of them were cool. None of them were interesting. None of them were even worth rooting for. I know they wanted you to root for Will Smith. I didn't care about Will Smith. I didn't care about Margot Robbie or any of the other characters. Killer Croc just kind of showed up. He was doing his thing. And Captain Boomerang, or whatever his name is, he was just there to be fake. Really, but the movie wasn't funny. No, everyone tries to be funny. It wasn't funny. The audience I saw was, we were packed Friday night. That's when everyone saw this movie. And then they told all their friends not to see it after that for very good reason. The whole bar sequence was just a wreck, and then they go fight Enchantress, and that was just dumb. Enchantress had the funny accent where I talk like this, and I make a wiggle movement. Tell me how to defeat your armies. You've got superpowers. Just kill all of them. Oh, my phone went off. Don't even care. I don't care enough about this movie. It's bad, okay? And I get that a lot of this movie was probably taken from the writer and director. The writer-director, David Ayer. Not an excuse. It was just terrible. It was, I mean, some of the special effects were cool, but the lines in this, just the dialogue was awful. The editing was garbage. It was just, some of the action sequences were nice, but you didn't care about them. It was a whole mess. And in the end, there was no payoff. Characters, a few of them, like, got knocked off. You just didn't care. There was no suspense. There was no, like, oh, who's going to die? It's like, we know you're not going to kill Margot Robbie. You're not going to kill Will Smith. And a few of these other no-name characters, especially the dude who didn't even get an intro, whose ability is that he can just zip line from building to building. That's his zip line. That's my powers. We knew they were going to... It was a mess. I'm going on way too long about this. I am done with this movie. It was bad. It was bad. It was bad. I don't need to explain everything that's wrong with this movie. You just watch it. And Ben Affleck is in it, and he comes in towards the end because they have to have like an after credits-ish moment. And it's like, I'm going to make the Justice League, so you got to shut down the Suicide Squad, and the Justice League will do it for you because I'm Batman. What? Oh, there's just moments in this movie you just sit there and go, what did you just say? Why did you say that? Why? There's a bunch of... It was bad. It was bad. I don't mean to waste too much time. I'm going. It's almost 10 minutes. I'm going to leave this whole thing in. This was bad. Why is it my bad reviews last long enough? All right, folks. That being said, Suicide Squad. Don't see it. And until next time, you be well. I know I called Amanda Waller Amanda Weller. I'm leaving that in. I don't give a fuck.